Parts cannon has been fired. Hey up, right, back at the lockdown workshop. It's me. Yeah, we got some bits. We had a surprise visit, might not need them. So we've got a 12-speed change Shimano. I know, that's a weird one. Not done many of them. New seat post, again. It's not the kind of thing you see a lot of. And there's a couple other bits and bobs because there's two bikes. But this is a bike we've not seen before. So it is a giant stance. I think they call that flow form aluminium frame. It's one of those ones that looks carbon from a distance until you go up and you see all the welds near it. It's got Suntour Radeon forks. Might as well do a quick debrief of the bike. The rebound and the dampening doesn't appear to be working very well, and it's also got a flipping Q-lock thing that won't come out. Shock's okay. They're holding pressure as well, so they're fine. The dropper doesn't drop, the mechanism's missing, and the cable's snapped. So that's coming out, hence the seat post. No point replacing it. It's a ascend, which is effectively a brand X. External cable routing. Chain's absolutely mullered as well, so that's got to come off, and generally wants just a really good clean up. Everything else about the bike's in really good nick. It's got nice pedals. No looseness on the pivot, any of the pivots or the pivot bearings, so they're really good. Bottom bracket feels good, nothing there, no problems there at all. No play in the wheels. Tubeless tyres as well, interesting. So just need to check them out. I think they're okay. So main thing is to recommission the bike. The bike's been off the road for a long time, as you can see. Changes gear okay actually, but the chain's mullered, so we'll sort that out. It just wants recommissioning, checking over, seeing if I can do anything with the forks, because generally the Suntour forks are not the most serviceable thing you could ever sort out. And then after that, just get it up and running, strip off the dropper, get the new chain on, and off we go. The bike can go and do some miles with Jerry. So it's one of Jerry's bikes. She's bought it. She's not ridden it yet, as you can tell, because it's not heaved a sigh of relief and everything's collapsed in a pile on the floor. So I think first things first, we'll decommission and get rid of the add-on thing. You can see it's an add-on because they've not used the proper block, and that is where the dropper goes. The dropper and the front mech, if it had a good one, would go on there, and there'd be two in there. I was thinking about shortening the brake cable because it's a bit too long. Really, I would have put it through there and fed it through, but it's in there. I think it's just a bit too long. You know, kind of that wants to be about there really. So I think if we cut it and then redo it, it's gone anyway. So I forgot to mention that the back brake's gone anyway, so it's not going to hurt anything if I cut it and redo it, which is why I needed them. And then we'll get going. But let's just clean up the bars first and get the dropper off. Right, let's get you in the stand. Let's just drop this. Actually, we could do getting a bit of weight off this. Let's try and get this front wheel out first, because we know that's going to be an issue. Yep, that's stuck. Question is, do we go straight for the heavy persuader, or hey, we might be in luck. No, maybe not. And now this reaching in front. Just need to give this some kind of learning where to hit these so it doesn't bother them. I think we might be alright. It doesn't look like it's rusted in, just looks like the grease has gone a bit sticky. So I think we might get away with this one. So I use a 3/8 extension bar. Usually does the trick. It appears to have got stuck now. God, I hate these things. Right, that has locked and it's where it should be, so that shouldn't be causing us a problem now. So why is it getting stuck there? How is that getting stuck there? Somebody's mullered it in the past. Bent over this. Just trying to feel if it's got any muck stuck in it that's stopping it from closing all the way. Shouldn't have really. Let's get a quick list out with the valve spray. Let's try and blast any muck out of this. I wonder whether there's some muck stuck in there and it's not closing up and it's causing it to jam. It's hitting the fork. See, that's in, so why is it being a problem? I can feel that one is slightly raised. Oops, timber. Don't like things timbering in here. No, it's not playing ball. I really don't want to welly it anymore. That is not coming out. So let's do something different. Let's try a smaller one. That'll fit, to be honest. Oh, it does. It does. Nope. Funny feeling I'm going to end up taking this off. I think that's what it is. I think it's full of crap and it's not closing it up properly. Never had this before though. There's normally enough clearance to get them through. So you're going to have some tight areas. You'd expect them to be on this side because this is the side that's got to be exactly in the right place. It's definitely hitting something hard. If somebody's mullered that spacer on the other side. I'm going to have to do what I don't like doing. I'm going to have to take it to pieces. Yeah, I hate this bit. Because there's a good chance it ain't going back together again. Especially if the elastic bands have gone. So if you're going to do this, make sure you got your fingers over it. I think we're winning. Yes. No idea why that didn't work. Well, the elastic band's broken. So I think we need to find another one of those. And yes, it was full of crap. Yep. So we need another O-ring. Little elastic band. Whether or not they're usable. So I thought that would work. Yeah, so my only worry is that that might be a little bit too big. So let's put that on there. That goes in there. These. There, and that goes over the top. Yes. Oh, there's 5 of them. Just because that's fun. I actually thought they did have two elastic bands on. So it could have been the elastic band that was jamming it, but it sounded hard, didn't it? When I was hitting it. I was wheeling on it. It's like most videos have got anything to do with these things. Oh, actually that worked. Right, that looks like it works okay. It's whether or not it fits. Is the it's got to be able to. Oh yes, I think we've dodged a bullet there. Right, so that was one of those. Don't know what size it was. They're in a bit of a mess anyway. So even if I did know what size they were, that's good. That fits. That's closed up nicely now. I am wondering whether the end of that had got in between them and it was pushing one of them up, but. Ooh. That's a nice cut. No, I've got that from. Right. We will wang a bit of grease on this and we will reinstate. We're back. Right, so because this is stainless steel, I'm just going to put some copper slip on it. I haven't got the really loose anti-seize. This is more for high temperature applications, but it's the same stuff. It's an anti-seize paste. You normally use it on brake discs. I could probably do again some proper anti-seize grease. Right, let's see if we've fixed the problem now. Oh! I'd have to take them to pieces again. Go through axle, they said. They're much easier to change, they said. Oh, they are if you get the disc on the right. Stop trying to do it with that. There we go. Right. Please, manufacturers, stop using these. They are not good for mountain bikes. Right, it's gone in anyway. Not even the easiest thing to tension up properly either. Right, so that's in. How can it be too tight? I've only just done it up with one hand. Right, I'll do it a bit, press that in so it jams, pull that through, and it's got stuck again. What is up with this? You've just seen it go in, so... And it doesn't want to go all the way back. I can feel this thing coming off again. That's coming out this time. You shouldn't have to do that. You don't want to be pissing about with that on the field. Right. But anyway, I think we're there. We're thereabouts. I think it's because it keeps popping back out again. Yeah, it's not closing up properly. Very strange. There you go. Yeah, I'll stop laughing at my patch. I hurt myself. Right, where were we? Now we've got a bit of weight off the bike. Let's deal with these front forks. These front things here, and that looks like a small one. Possibly one of those. Yep. So this is the actuator for it that's broken. They're a manual, so they're just like a gas-filled strut, like a car damper, but with a switch mechanism that locks it off so it can't go up or down. And then when you press the button, it releases the fluid, and you can you can move it. There we go. Yeah, the cable snapped. It's quite a common problem apparently. Snippy, snippy. It's going to improve the look of the bike already. I think Jerry says she's not likely to use a dropper if you don't do downhill. It's the only time you need a dropper is if you're doing downhill. The other times you really shouldn't. There we go. See that foul in the, it has fouled the, I can't imagine that's doing good. Especially as they actually fastened it to the flipping pivot. It's probably why it snapped, to be honest. Right, that looks a lot better already. They'll be fine. No, they won't. Right, I've just noticed they're a bit graunchy as well. So, 4 and a 5. A 5, will I pick the right one up? No. What's that? Okay. Maybe it can do it all with this one. So we'll just drop the handlebars off, just release the forks. Just want to have a look at what's going off with the bearings. They sound a bit gnarly, dude. I was hoping it was going to be a quick and easy one, this. Just need to get it out of the way. I've still got a garage full of lawnmowers that I'm halfway through getting working again so I can sell them all. So if you do want a Callcast Classic 35S, ping me. If you want it as a resto project, I will sell them as they are. Sold as seen as such, because I haven't been through them. I know what's wrong with them, and I think you've seen on the video what's wrong with them. None of them have got any major issues. The engines are all sound, it's just carburetors. Right. You can dangle down there while I just have a quick look at this. Yeah, the bearings have seen better days, but they're not mullered yet. They're still tight. They're just a bit graunchy. Just make sure they are actually turning. Actually, I think that's what was up with them. They got stuck and we was spinning. That's actually turning a lot better now. A bit of grease in. Yeah, they're not brilliant. Let's get some, try some WD-40 first. If that doesn't work, we'll move on to Cloud Cleaner. They are a bit full of shit. So all I've done is just pop the seal off and pulled the inner race out so I can get to the bearings. They should be caged. So I've just got to be careful because I think they might be one-sided cages. If you're not careful, the balls fall out. If I can get to the and clean the race out. Yeah, the race isn't brilliant either. We'll pack them full of grease and we'll see how we go. She's not sure whether she wants to keep the bike yet. So there's no point spending a fortune on it. It's bare minimum really. So as long as the bearings are moving freely, if they're a bit graunchy, it doesn't matter that much. Right, let's just be careful with this so I don't lose any balls, because then I will have to buy a new ball race. correct use for red grease. So I'll just clean the cone part of the brace. A lot of surface rust on the outside, but actually the running surface isn't too bad on this one. This is a bit that holds it all together. I did put up a bit of fight getting it out, but I think we'll be alright. Actually, this might do it. If you just get something and just run it in, it usually pushes the ceiling. Sometimes they can be a bit fiddly. I've been known to leave them out in the past, because when they get to this stage anyway, they're not really doing that much. My eyes are being a bit wappy at the moment. It's a technical term for being particularly blind today. No, I think that seals well past its best, so we'll give that a miss. Just put it back in as it is. Just move that one out and have a look at that one as well. Actually, that one feels alright. Just give it a quick wipe up just to check. So it's actually the top one, which is unusual because usually it's the bottom ones. No, it's a bit growly, but it's nothing worse. Just put a bit of barrier grease on just to stop any more crap from getting in. Stop the race itself from rusting. Remember, always put the split to the back. I lost it then. Right. Big one, two little ones. Top knot. Nope, not that one. It's that one. So we'll have to check these tensioned up properly. Actually, that's running a lot better now. Check the torque when we've got it down and we've pen over. I used to deliberately leave them as at an angle so I won't forget, but I think we'll be alright today. Right then, what's next? Shall we tackle that back brake next? We're going to need it. Like something like that. Might need it a bit lower as well. Just remind the catty. Swing it out of the way. Oh, Frankie, step out of the way. Alright. Let's just quickly whip this off so it looks like it's a what is that? I think it's a 10. Could be 10. No, it's not 10. It's more likely an 8. Nope. That was a 9 anyway. So these aren't working. They're full of air. I suspect we've had a leak somewhere. We'll find out shortly. Don't call me shortly. Right. So I think about there is enough. No, maybe a bit more, just in case we turn the wheels all the way around. So maybe a little bit more. I think there will do. Yep, that's much better. So we'll clip a little bit off that. So my Temu bike, doofer in kit, and I should have a device somewhere for doing these. So let's just measure that again, just make sure we've got it. Yeah, so I think that'll do it. Got that puppy. Oh, what's going off? Quick, because it looks like nope, not managed to do that. Right. The nut has fallen off, and I was so careful to push it back. Let's try and get it on the other side. It is there. Right. So much for working quickly. Right, I did buy some Chinesium. There's two parts to these. There's a centre and then there's an olive. And the centre stops the olive from crushing the pipe. But you need to drive these in. And I've had problems with these in the past where they've not driven in very well. And the idea is you make sure the olive is roughly where it needs to be when you do this. Because if you don't, you won't get the olive over it. So I've also had that problem in the past as well. So, come on, get out of the way, olive. So we'll, oops. Again, trying to do 20 things at once. Let's just have a look, see how much. So they're pretty much flush. So I should be able to put that in. Yep, that's that. So there's a very tiny pin on the end of that you can, I guess you can do it the other way around. It's the first time I've used this one. Bought it ages ago and then didn't end up doing the brakes I was going to do. Right, so that should be well bolted in there. Drive that in, it just drives that barbed fitting into there, and that's as far as it goes. So just need to wind it back a bit now. So you did have plenty of room to put the it's going to be one of those days. Maybe it's not as bad. Last time when I did it, when I got it in, the olive wouldn't slide past it. I may have been bashing it with a hammer. Right. So that just wants to disappear up into there. I think you'll agree that looks a lot better now. Wonder whether somebody had put a new line on it. Are you still recording? Yes, you're still recording. Come on, screwdriver. So it wasn't behaving very well. That's not very good. We'll slacken that off now and spin that back the other way. Yeah, just be careful with these. You can split these out. They are on the aluminium. Right. So what we need to do now is move that up so it's level. So we'll need probably a 4 again. No, it'll be a 5. Let's put all the Allen keys. So what you want is to make sure that that's level with the reservoir up the top there. What we're going to do is we're just going to drop that out, and I think it's a very small Allen key. This one down. Hopefully we've got the right parts for this. Right, I'm going to set it up and let the camera cool down. So I've got set up here, I've got the reservoir set up in the top bars up there. Just check you can see my hand, I can't see a flipping thing. Right, so what we need to do is just unbutton the bleed valve. I always have problems with these because of the way they are. We seem to end up drawing a bit of air. Now what's worrying me at the moment is I can't get a lever, so I'm wondering whether the lever's failed and that's why the brakes aren't working that well, but we will give it a go. We will push a bit through just to That should be getting deeper up here. Yep. Make sure that that's over there. Right, let's just push a load more fluid through. So I want to make sure that any bubbles that are up there are now in the trough up there, and then I can start drawing fluid back through. Hopefully with no air. So I'm just going to crack that off now there. So that should be locked off. See how this is feeling. I've got a funny fit. I've got a sneaky suspicion this is going to need a rebuild. I do feel like we're getting a bit now. We are actually getting a lever. Woohoo! I might do that 1 or 2 times more. The other way to do it is to actually have the, you can't see what I am at the moment, the other way to do it is to have the syringe at the top and just blow it all the way through into a actually feels like we've got a reasonable lever there now actually. We might have cracked it. Right, I'll just give it another quick pass through. Don't fall out. Lock it off. These new Torx bits that I've bought are absolutely rubbish. And every one of them's mullered already. So covers over that. And right. Stick the hoofle dangler in the bottom of there. Grab that. And the Allen key. It's all happening up here now. So keep your eyes on this. So the reservoir's pretty full. I've put the plunger in to block it. And what we need to do now, without dropping the screw, because I'm trying to do not spill it everywhere. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Let's just put this back in. We don't get any air in the system. I'll crawl around on the floor and grab the screw that's just disappeared under there. Ouch. That hurt. Right. Let's try again. I seem to remember actually that fits in the top of there. There you go. So I didn't need to. Well, hey, we've got a back brake. I honestly didn't think that was going to work. I thought it was mullered. Right, what have I done with the 5mm? No, that's the 4, that's the 3, that's the 2. That's the tiny one, is it? Right, so actually we've managed to do that. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's just have a quick some brake cleaner. Well, it's carb spray, but it's the same thing. Same on the back of here. Clear up where the dripped. A quick rub off. Woohoo! Fixed it. Quite pleased with that. I was pretty sure that the because it wasn't I'm not going to leave it at the beginning, that we've got an issue with the master cylinder in there, so it's going to need a rebuild kit. And I haven't got one. I didn't think to buy one or check it first, so quite pleased with that. Just give this another quick wipe down. Right, so that's that sorted. Right, let's reposition you. Boom, back in the room. Right, chain next. Yeah, it's only just gone, so that's good. Yeah, so it's due, it's ready to be changed, so we'll get that done now. Should have got this out before we turn the camera on. So I've already seen it once somewhere. It has got a split pin on it. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's been allowed to get very rusty, and then somebody's tried to resurrect it with a lot of oil. It's not done the trick. What it has done is make that very messy. I think the lock's on. Yeah, that's better. The lock was on. Right, so remember, keep that. We need it to size up the new one. Let me just give that a quick blast off away from the caddy, because I don't really want to be spraying some of this stuff all over there. Cheat again, I'm going to use some carb cleaner. Looks a bit better. It's not brilliant. Oops. Sorry about this. I have to keep squeezing past you. We're a bit struggling for space today. Could really do with that. I can see we're going to end up having to valet this, aren't we, down at the other work, down at the office. Not call it the other workshop, because it's not really a workshop, it's my flipping office and the consulting rooms for Trifit. It's just that clean bikes get to go down there. You are not clean. Let's give that a quick wipe down while we're here. Right, let's break the chain out. Squeeze me. Right, so we have got a Shimano 12 speed. Are we back? Yay, right, so got the chain out of the bag, measured up against the old chain. Sorry you missed that bit, you were having a nap. So, spare bit. Let's feed it round and see if I can screw this up. See, I've got it absolutely shocking track record at the moment with these. Feeding on the wrong side of that tab of metal. Right, now I think we've done alright. So covered in brake fluid. Right then. Let us break out the new splits. Let battle commence. This is where we find out we put the chain on backwards as well. It's 50-50 and we've got it right. Right, now then, sometimes there's a way and not a way to put these. Yep, here we are rocking today. Let's see if these go a bit better than the last one I tried, because the last one I tried was an absolute pig and it would not. There we go. Yeah, Shimano ones always seem to be a lot easier. Oh, that looks a million times better, doesn't it? It's just wiggle you over there. Putting my hands if I grab hold of the cool. Right, let's put the thing back on because that wasn't on. Oh, I think that might have jumped too then. No. Right, it's running very well. Right, quite pleased with that. Everything looks good. Not sure what's going on with this thing, but they're a bit naff then, to be honest. Oh, praxis crank. How do we put that on? That'll be replacing soon. Feels a bit grim already. Right, so we fixed the back brake, we've done the chain, we've got the dropper out of the way, we've just got the saddle to do. So let's get that out. No idea how high Jerry wants it. So let's just break the seat off. What size are they? Looks like a 5. Guess what? We've lost the 5 again. That's right. God and Bennett. Let's just get that out of the way. That's very rusty. I might want to think about changing this for a lady's saddle. No, I'm not sure about mountain bikes, but I know the road bikes generally, the giant bikes, have a male saddle on rather than universal. Mountain bikes though sometimes are different. I'm sure somebody will correct me and tell me I'm wrong. Oh, this one's putting up a fight. There we go. It really doesn't want to let go. We've got half out. Yay! Quick one about while we're in here. You can never get to that bit. Right. Hopefully we've got an angle we can work with on this. So a 6. I think it might be. It is. Sometimes find this with these because it's a cheap seat post, but it doesn't need to be uber fancy. You tend to find this sometimes that they fairly close tolerances, and they can be quite difficult to install sometimes. I've got a feeling this one's not going to be any different. Awkward. Let's have another go. You. I hate seat posts. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. I've cracked it. Hopefully it'll fit. I'm just going to knock that nose down, and then I think we're home and dry. I'll have to do that when it's on the ground though. That's 5.5, that's why it's not biting properly. That was nearly a disaster. I started chowing down on that. Right. Cool. Well, that looks a bit better already, doesn't it? Right, we've just got to stick the front wheels on and decide what we're going to do with these forks. Personally, I'm inclined to leave them until I've discovered the service manual for them. The lockout works, which is unusual, so it means they've got fluid in. They just don't seem to be damping very well. So I think we'll just leave them for the time being and then sort them out later. I think they do need a bit of air in them though. So we will have a quick look and see what they've got in them. Right, what have I done with the Q lock? I've done the right thing. I've thrown it out the flipping window. No. Right. The most important thing about these Q locks though, don't over tighten them. They do not need to be tight. Check the back brakes. Cool, we've got brakes. Brilliant. Do you know, I think that's probably one of the cheapest bikes I've done in ages. It's new chain and a seat post, so it was about 20 quid for a new chain, and it was about £17 for the seat post. So I think, you know, only just a bit over 30 quid to recommission the bike. I mean, brake fluid, I've had to buy some things, but I'm not bothered with Jenny for them. She gave me some money for something else, so we'll call it a day with that. I think that's pretty good. I might give it a quick once over with the washer back down at the garage, but other than that, I think we've got a bit of a result with this one. It's come back nicely. It looks really, really nice. I think we've just got a couple of basic setup things to do. Make sure they're in the right place, and torque the headset down and get that. Oh yeah, they feel brilliant. Better than mine. Right, cool. Let's get the torque wrench on it. 4. Baby torque wrench. My eyes are broken. Newton meters 6. So that's okay. That's where it should be. I torqued it bang on. Calibrated hand. Works for swimming and it's good enough. Oh, spot on that. Do the other one. Back up to the first one. Cool. Lockout's working. Yep. Nice. Brakes are nice. Actually, they're not too bad where they are. I think they're okay as well. Right. I think we'll call that for a win. Do need to just check the pressures. Probably wants about 80 or 90 in the front. Oops, put that up. There we go. Make sure that's undone. See what we're on. Don't know if you can see that. We're on 100, we're not that far off. So I think I might want a bit more actually. Yeah, let's put a bit more in. Jerry tends to ride quite hard. You will need to check these against her weight though. Pretty sure that is supposed to go on the inside, not the outside. In fact, I'm 100% sure that's supposed to go on the inside, not the outside. Let's see what they... nice to run about 100 in these. I think they're about 200 psi max. It depends on the bike because of the linkage. $300. I think we still run a lot more. Right, that's it. Job's a good one. Giant stance. Probably the roughest and crudest recommissioning you've ever seen. Sorry about the chaos in here. I've just can't shift the bike, so I've got too much stuff outside. Might need to level that saddle a bit. Nose up. That's it, spot on. Is it in line? Is it bugger is? Right, that's it. Really pleased with these brakes. They're really good. Right then, let's close that. Like and subscribe. Keep an eye out. We've got a couple of other interesting bits. We've got all them bloody mowers to do. Anyway, right, job's a good one.